There are a lot of things that make marriage more difficult than it looks on the surface. Anytime we try to fold two individual people into a shared life and home, there's gonna be some rub there. Sometimes it's that we have different habits. Someone is messy and someone is tidy. Other times it's because we disagree on how something should be done, like not leaving every single cupboard open when you've been in the kitchen, or having every light on in the house at all times. But bigger than these, sometimes we can feel invisible in our own home, in our own marriage. In this week's talk on marriage hacks, Pastor Jim outlined for us ways we can consider each other in our marriages. He gives us this verse from the first letter written by the Apostle Peter in the New Testament in the Bible. Husbands, be considerate as you live with your wives and treat them with respect. Now, a lot of us probably recognize when someone is being inconsiderate, but knowing exactly how to consider another person can be a hard thing to put your finger on. It isn't a neutral act, it's something that has to be done intentionally. Luckily, Pastor Jim pulled out all the research for us and gave us some direction for both husbands and wives. In this Devo, we are going to look at the actions husbands can take, but don't worry, wives, you're next. So first, I want to give you an overview of the actions for husbands and some examples. Then we're going to get into some action steps. The list for husbands to love their wives will look like this. Closeness, meaning physical affection, not just at home, but also in front of others. Openness, share how you're feeling with her. You don't need to just start with your deepest fears and wonderings. Maybe just share how your day was or a problem you're having at work without her needing to drag it out of you. Understanding. When she comes to you with a problem, don't just jump into problem-solving mode. Sit with her and how she's feeling. You might say, "How do you feel about that?" or "That sounds frustrating." Loyal, meaning she sees your commitment to her and your family. You choose her over others, even the kids. Lastly, honor and cherish her. You let her know how great she is. Tell her where you see her going above and beyond, where she's just a 10. Care for her. I know chivalry might sound dead and all, but it still goes a long way. This might look like helping carry groceries, opening a door, buckling the kids into the car while she takes a break in the front seat. Okay, now chances are, as we went through that, there was one thing that stood out to you as an area where you're lacking in when it comes to loving your wife. None of us love our spouse perfectly, but we can intentionally aim to love that way. My challenge to you is to choose one of those 5 areas and strive to be intentional about it for the next few weeks. This could be something as simple as aiming to be more understanding by making a point to end the week by asking, "Tell me about a high and low for the week." Or even starting the week by asking about what she might be looking forward to this week or nervous about. You might aim to honor her by intentionally complimenting her in front of someone once a week. This might be even one of your own kids. This doesn't have to be difficult, but it also isn't easy. There is a reason things don't always happen naturally most of the time. We need to be intentional here. If you just aren't sure where to start within these suggestions, you can try one of these 2 things. First, you could pray. Ask God to just show you where He'd like you to speak into your marriage through the way that you love your wife, that you could honor the commitment to marriage by helping you to hold to this endeavor you're taking on. A second way is to just ask. There is really a good chance your spouse will be able to let you know where she would love to connect with you in a new way. However this looks in the next few weeks, my prayer for you is that you would stick with it and that you would experience how gratifying it is to love well.